Alright guys, I'm here back with another episode of Persona 5. It is nighttime now. It's actually 1 o'clock in the morning. So probably not gonna record it for too long. But, yeah, let's go. I guess we're going to sleep? Yeah, so it's a long story why I'm getting start the recording here. So essentially recorded Persona a bit longer than I planned, like until around 3 or so. I decided to take a nap for a bit, woke up around 5, and from that point on, started working on stuff. I worked on a lot of stuff for my other channel, a lot of thumbnails and a lot of that sort of stuff. Essentially, I pretty much did everything I can do for everything pre-February. So let's see, so what was it? I already had the A&W and BB22 videos prepped as far as I can get them. So I did make the thumbnail for my player ranking. And also did prep for that. I did the prep for I made the thumbnail for the AC Valhalla review. I made the thumbnail for the Cyberpunk review, which might have to change if I end up making a first impressions video, but it's fine. It's like, it's literally just changing the text and probably reducing its size, but should be fine. There's another video. Wasn't there? Oh, Amazing Race 32. I did the prep for Amazing Race 32, watched the premiere of Amazing Race 32, took notes on that. Also took notes on the Big Brother episode tonight. Got all the images that I can for Amazing Race, and made a thumbnail for that. I then did the prep that I pretty much did all the prep I can do for the Reality TV 2020 and review video. So essentially it's fully ready outside of obviously just needing these reality TV seasons to be done. So there's that. And this is the thing, this is the reason why everything got fucked, is because after the Amazing Race, after I finished the Amazing Race stuff, I was in a position where I hadn't finished the Reality TV 2020 and review stuff, so I decided I was going to finish that. But I decided, I only have 2 more episodes of Ozark left. I'll start watching Ozark. So I started watching Ozark. And then I eventually got done with the reality TV thing, but I still had more time on the Ozark thing. On the Ozark episode. So I was like, well, then let's start the prep on the first video for February. So let's start prep on the Far Cry video. So obviously part of that is downloading all the footage, and the thing that's really annoying is that YouTube, for some reason, downloading footage become even more of a fucking pain. So it took me a bit longer than I expected, and by the time I was done with it, I was already on to the finale of Ozark, and it's like at that point I was like, well, fuck it, I might as well finish watching Ozark, and that's why we're here at 1 o'clock. But I was able to finish the prep on the Far Cry video, so that video is fully ready to record. The only video pre that video that I haven't done what I can do up until now is the top 10 player of all time video for Big Brother. That I got 2 months. I might just do that next. 2 months. I just didn't do it because 2 months I kind of forgot about it until I saw it tonight. Like right before I went to sleep. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Oh well.
Indeed, you should be prepared to use even myself, or your ambitions will not come to fruition.
Oh my god, I'm gonna leave Dottie, I want to say is the name of her pastor. But yeah, they're interesting, I'll just say that. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, so,
do you have any, broad takes overall on
so,
that you want to share with us for people who have not been following you on social media?
What else was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah, I did also change some schedule stuff. I did officially cancel the Crash Bandicoot video, because I just can't see myself doing that.
maybe for Survivor Winners Award,
and
as I was
replace
for
that
this season to premiere, I remember like sitting
with
down on the fifth and just truly, like, excitement
with the Yakuza, with one of the Yakuza videos. I also added the other Yakuza video to another spot. So essentially, I'll have the Yakuza series done by the month of June. And then I'll have the series ranking in July. That's the current plan with that.
For winning everything. I mean, I also fault the other side of the house for not being able to win a single competition or a single HOH to overthrow any of these people. I mean, I still just think, I don't understand the casting of some of these people. Like, I feel like, do you think that like Memphis or Cody or Enzo were ever going to be like super, super compelling characters on TV? I just really don't think they ever were, and so I think it's kind of interesting that they were put on. But it's been a real disappointment. Yeah. And, yeah.
I'll say, I think Enzo is at least a character. I don't really know what Cody or Memphis' character is.
Devoting yourself to your rehabilitation.
Yeah, I just keep blaming coronavirus.
Now this conversation's over.
For the cast that we have.
We're
just, you know, blame it for everything. Yeah, because imagine a different world where, you know, anybody they would have asked would have said yes, or they would have asked people they didn't ask. We could have ended up with an amazing cast.
Annoying.
Yeah. I do
We
think
barely started high school and already they're making us play in a volleyball rally? And why are they pitting us against the teacher team? Kamoshida's gonna crush us.
Or at least close enough where
we get to see his technique
Tyler
live and in person,
doesn't end up
we should
like
totally
playing like this
Spike
half-hearted game
Yeah,
this
okay.
season,
You're
and
gonna
then
get your
also
face
maybe
smashed in. Just look at how
Josh
banged up the
changes things
volleyball
up.
team
So they
is.
did get a little bit
What the hell
unlucky
goes on
with
during their
Memphis,
practices?
who ended up being a last-minute replacement. But Andy, I would love to know from you, and I, follow your tweets very closely in my timeline constantly.
Quiet down.
Were you involved in any of the pre-season conversations that were being had by the players?
I mean, very few. I feel like everyone knows that no one from Big Brother 15 is going to get a call, so I feel like very few people reached out to me.
You're safe to talk to.
Right. I talked to Janelle, and I told her, please target men, but I mean, she didn't really get a chance to. I talked to Danielle and Ian, and I just told them to work together, which that didn't work out. But other than that, I'm trying to think. I think those are the only three people that I even talked to going in.
What about Nicole? I feel like that I've seen where people said that. Okay, well, Andy is friends with Nicole.
Okay, so Nicole, no. I can give like a world premiere exclusive piece of info here. A lot of people have asked me like why I'm not really rooting for Nicole this season. And here's the thing, I'm not rooting against Nicole.
You didn't get invited to the wedding.
No, but yeah. So no, when I originally did not get invited to the wedding, I was like, okay, like, she invited Janelle, who she hates, and not me, who she's literally, like, spent in my apartment many times. Okay, after Big Brother 16, she visited Chicago a lot because she was seeing Hayden, and Hayden lived in Chicago. And we got pretty close through that. She watched the Big Brother 17 finale at my apartment with me. She was, like, in Chicago with me watching it. Her best friend was at my apartment for her win. I watched her win with her best friend. We got pretty close. And so that actually didn't that much. But then the wedding happened, and like I said, I thought it was kind of weird that I didn't get invited, but also I didn't really hold that much against her. But then I learned that someone, and this is like why I haven't really been able to root for her. Someone from my cast, I'm not going to say who, but with like a very big following on a few social media platforms, who's like not really Nicole's friend, who's met her like once, and this was told to me by the person on my cast. This person got invited to the wedding and I didn't. And this person was like, I'm pretty sure I only got invited because I have such a big following. And I was like, well, that sucks. Like, I was just like, I'm her actual friend. She's like spent a lot of time with me.
It wasn't Alyssa.
Right, but I'm not going to say who it is. But I was just like, I was like one of the only alums who for around 18. And so like, it takes a lot to like hurt my feelings like that. And learning that, I was just like, ooh, I think she's like kind of opportunistic and I don't love this. And so, like I said, I don't wish her ill will. I'm like not rooting against her. But it's hard for me
Now's our
just
chance to go look for the guys we
to
saw
root
were
for her,
slaves
if that makes
yesterday.
sense.
Okay.
Let's
wow,
look for the
Andy,
faces we saw at the
with
castle.
the T.
All the members of the team should be here
The
today.
T is
I'll be sure to
Yeah.
find someone to spend
Yeah,
with.
just like I said, I thought it was kind of opportunistic and kind of gross. And like I said, this cast member was like, wait, because she reached out to me, or well, she reached out to me and was just like, oh, like, did you get invited? Obviously you did. And I was like, no, I didn't. And when she said that she did, I was like, I don't love that, but whatever.
Yeah, but then you found out how much money it costs to go.
right.
And then you were like, thank goodness.
And then I was like, yeah, okay, I'm
Whatever.
cool with
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
That's,
Alright.
yeah.
It was just a bummer. Like I said,
No, that is.
I'm not like mad. It just like bummed me out, you know.
Let's start from there.
It doesn't surprise me, I'll say.
No,
You can
that's
get
the
him
thing. It's
talk
like
without any issues.
I had been like just I really had like
Yeah, so today was a lot of like working on a lot of things. Like I made a lot of thumbnails, did a lot of
like a
like
shell of who she once was, and it's like a bummer. And like that's why a part of me like isn't really rooting for her because I don't want like it to be rewarded that she like isn't that cool. I don't know. Like I'm like digging my grave. I feel like I should just stop. But,
and we've upgraded her with a sonic shield and holographic mapping drone.
Impressive.
where's 2D?
There
Alright,
is
up
one
there.
more thing.
Jake from State Farm.
Here's the deal. With the Drive Safe and Say That, you'll save up to 30% for being a safe driver and get a discount just for signing up.
Well played, Jake from State Farm.
Alright.
Well, I'm interested to know, Andy, who are you rooting for, if anyone?
I'm rooting for Cody. I think that, so here's my thing. I'm rooting for Cody because I just am not invested in any of them. And so I'm strategically rooting for the person that I think has played the best, and that's Cody. But I will give credit where credit is due. If any of the remaining players cut Cody, then I will be rooting for that, even if it is Nicole. She deserves it. Like I think I will be rooting for the player that deserves it the most. I think, and at this point, I think it's Cody.
I don't know what you're
This
talking
was a real roller coaster ride for me tonight with Cody because when we had the segment about his family, I personally didn't know this about that his girlfriend had Hodgkin's lymphoma and was he was with her through this whole thing. I was like, wow, this is what a great guy. Cody, couldn't believe it. Was this known to the audience, or am I just somehow out of the loop?
That's enough.
Yeah, if you follow him on
Come on, let's
Instagram,
go.
like if you don't know Cody, but if you follow him on Instagram, he has been pretty public about it, and posts every now and then, especially when he was going through everything. So I know, remembering when I saw that on Instagram, like even like whenever it happened a year or two ago, I just thought like, oh, how awesome of a guy is he? Like they stuck together, and you can really tell how strongly he feels about her. I was like, he's such a good guy. Like he's not the immature guy we saw in season 16 who just flirts with everybody. It was like he's in a real committed relationship, and they've gone through a lot. And so yeah, I knew about that story just because of Instagram.
I feel like Cody and Enzo seem like pretty good people, right? Like, am I crazy? I think that, like, out of the remaining people that are left in there, it seems like they're like the best people. Does that make sense?
Well, I was just coming around on Cody, and then we got to in the comics, and then he starts with shading Kaser and Keisha.
I know.
Kaser? King of what? Going home before he gets to the jury? Like, I don't know, what is he the king of? Why does he even have a comic?
Why does he even have a comic? Doesn't he want Kaser to have a comic?
Do we think that like production was just like, oh, give us some funny sound bites about, like, I feel like they were like egging him on to do this for sure.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, production is clearly telling them like, okay, like rag on these like past contestants, so just trying to get them to like say stuff. You could tell that each person was kind of like putting their own spin on like mocking these house guests. Like I don't know, it was just like. Okay, like even, who was it who was talking about Savon's comic? Was it what, Enzo's or Memphis? Yeah, it's like, I mean, there's nothing really to say about that comic. Like, it doesn't even make sense, Daydream. But like, it's like, okay, I guess I'll just talk about Davon. I don't know.
Well, I mean, none of these subskits are funny, so it just came across as like, it just came across as like rude and mean-spirited.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I feel like I kept thinking like, if a different person was saying this, like,
for sure.
It might come across as like silly and funny, but like because these house guests are saying it, and because they're saying it about people like that are universally, well, not universally, but you know, for the most part, loved outside of the house, that like it comes across real bad.
I mean, I feel like that's like an overall theme of the whole season. I feel like this whole season has been humorless, right? It's like whenever I watch the feeds, like, which is rare, but like whenever I did, it just seemed like nobody was having any fun ever.
Where am I
like
going?
There would be very little humor and like laughter in this house.
Also, has there been like any funny segments in the past like 3 weeks? I mean, like, okay, someone walking in on someone going to the bathroom multiple times and someone talking about tea kettles, like none of that is funny. Like I don't find any of that funny. But the foot fetish thing, like, I mean, come on. Like, I feel like all of this is just like, what the heck? Like, this is not funny.
No, I agree.
And if that's the best they can do in terms of like I can't blame the producers
All
for
right,
that
let's go back
or
to
the
the third
editors.
floor. I think it's
Like,
on the third
if
floor.
that's the best they have, that's the best they have. They're not really having winning material to work with here. So I don't know. Not great.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about what was going on in terms of this game, and a lot of like politicking about the veto and who could potentially win and maybe come down. We saw Enzo talking with Christmas, talking with Memphis about how he should try to win the veto. Do we suspect that Enzo threw the veto here?
I mean, I don't know. I honestly, like, it could be a throw. It could be not. I don't think so. Maybe he said it on Feast. I don't know. But I just honestly, I feel like this episode in particular, I was noticing that and maybe it's just because I knew what the outcome was gonna be, no matter what. I feel like no one was gonna use the veto unless it was won by Christmas or Memphis, and we know that. And so the whole first half of the episode was seemingly kind of pointless to me. I mean, I know they need to fill the space, but it's like what's gonna happen if someone wins it? What's gonna happen if Memphis wins? It's well, if Memphis wins it, he's gonna use it. If Christmas wins it, she's gonna use it. And if everyone else wins it, it's not gonna get used. So move along. Let's look at the comics. I don't know. I love the VB Comics veto competition so much that I was just okay, let's move along. Let's have close-ups to the comics so I can look at them and critique them. And all this other garbage doesn't mean anything to me.
Agreed.
Yeah. Asia, I did like it when Enzo was talking to Nicole and they were watching Memphis on the spy screen, and Enzo was like, look at this guy. He's like a big bully. I just can't wait till he's out of here.
Yeah, it's so whoever is on the bottom that week, they want to poke at. They would have never been talking about Memphis like this 2 weeks ago. But it's now they're okay, now that we're putting him now he's on the block, and now that we're targeting him, let's poke at him a little bit. It's did you see him as a bully 3 weeks ago? Even though we know Memphis does kind of have that persona. But on that point about Enzo throwing it, I don't think he threw it only because his score was on par with Memphis and Christmas.
Right.
The scores were all pretty low. Yeah. I mean, they were all 20 minutes, 28 minutes. It was a pretty close race besides the goal.
It's easier said than done, I'm sure, and BB Comics was a season after me, so I never got to do it, but it's it doesn't seem that hard. Just put them down and figure out what I don't know, it doesn't, I feel like Nicole's time seemed quite realistic to me.
Yeah.
But
I feel the complicated thing has got to be the rope thing, or the zip line thing for me, at least. That seems complicated to me, but it seems they always get them wrong. They always do the little X thing where it's
exactly.
That doesn't seem to be the hard part. It seems the swinging and then getting back on and then swinging, that seems hard to me. But maybe it's just because physical stuff is just not
so
for
is that
me
up here
in
then?
terms of competition.
no, I completely agree. When they sit them down and look at them and notice the differences, I don't understand how they got any of them wrong. That was very odd.
To be fair though, that David one was a little hard.
Yeah.
Where it was just a bunch of Davids. I don't know if I would have thought okay, I need to count the Davids.
Right.
It was the first thing, but.
Let me, you want to talk about Enzo's teapot?
For a second. Well, I mean, what else are we going to talk about, really? I feel you talk about the intricacies of, tea making and whether it's considered manly or not, but...
Well, hold on. Andy, did Enzo just get a teapot, or did they have the teapot the whole season?
Okay, so you're asking the wrong person. I've never once in my life made tea or coffee, so I don't know how to use a teapot or a coffee pot. If there was one in the Big Brother house, I never once used it. I actually could not tell you I'm sure there was, but I actually don't know. So you have the wrong guest on tonight to talk about this, because I just truly have no idea.
Yeah.
Also, I love how they're having Cody critiquing Enzo's. Enzo is such a dummy, and it's basically Dumb and Dumber, sitting there critiquing each other. It's which one can out-dumb the other?
No, I tweeted. I was just I had a typo.
Anyway, what's with you?
I don't know. Okay. For some reason, her voice sounded different.
There's that weird rumor about you
when I
two.
was listening to that too.
What do you want with him?
I was wait, did they change her voice
back at
actress?
you.
No, it sounds
You're
the
not
same.
even in our class.
We just happen to get to know each other.
What are you planning on doing to Mr. Kamoshida?
Huh? I see. I getcha. You're all buddy-buddy with Kamoshida after all.
This has nothing to do with you, Sakamoto.
If you found out what he's been doing behind your back, you'd dump him right away.
Behind my back? What's that supposed to mean?
You wouldn't get it.
Anyway, people are already talking about you two. I don't know what you're trying to pull, but no one's gonna help you.
I love the
I'm
dump
warning
him
you,
right away
just in
part
case.
didn't bother her.
That's all.
Saying they're not actually like dating or anything, right? Like just that he's like a really pervy guy who's like wanting to get with her.
She's been like that since middle school. Anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. I had no luck on my end. What about you? Did anything like someone's name turn up? Huh? Special coaching, huh? True. I always see the guy covered in bruises. Let's go talk to him before he leaves then. Hey, got a second? Sakamoto?
I was like deleted it, but I was like, I wish that we had more heavy hitters in there because like
Kamoshida's been coaching
Enzo and
you,
Cody
huh?
are playing the
You
best
sure it's
games,
not
and
just
like
physical
what
abuse?
world out of every pool and every Big Brother
Certainly
players
not.
that we could have possibly had.
What are you talking all
Are
polite
Enzo
for?
and Cody the best players
Anyways,
of the season?
we
It's so
saw
wild.
him
Oh, I didn't talk about that either. My Watch Dogs video completely bombed. It's actually so funny to me how much it bombed because this is like my worst performing video since my Shenmue video at the beginning of the year. It's been like since February that a video's done this bad. It's literally at 58 views right now. After was it 12 hours, 13 hours? So it's really bad. Like it's astounding how bad this is. But what are you gonna do? Like I mean, it's so weird too because like overall as a day for my YouTube channel, like it's actually a pretty decent day. It's still like hovering in the 13, or not 13, sorry, hovering into like 3,000, like 3,600, 3,700 views or so, which isn't too bad. Obviously it's still like, it's like steadily declining, but still like solid. So it's really just like that one video itself just
I've seen
bombed.
some of your cameos on
But what are you gonna do?
Cameo.com. Is it manly to use the pot?
No, I'm gonna say that it's universally fine
Shit.
to use the
Can't
pot.
do that.
by practice. All these unsettling rumors are making
Men
the
that can
students
use the
anxious
pot
after
is
all.
not like. And
That's your
I don't know.
own
I didn't
goddamn
love
fault.
this. I think like I don't like when
This
men
won't
like
get
think
us
that
anywhere.
things are
Let's
girly.
go,
I think it's
Mishima.
like antiquated and stupid.
Shujin Academy is a place where
but
those with aspirations
You feel like
come to learn.
anybody
Unworthy
can use
students
the
like
pot.
yourselves
Anybody,
don't have
men
any right
out
to
there,
be
feel
here.
free to use the pot. Yes.
Men
with the
use the
program.
pot, women use the pot.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
It is not just a thing for women.
Okay.
That asshole.
I think Ryan,
He's
this
gonna
is
pay
what
for
we're
this.
talking about.
I know.
point.
It's literally come to this,
Huh?
talking about tea kettles, and I was
He's
like,
physically
I've never
abusing
thought
us.
of myself
It's
more
meaningless.
as a woman
Everybody
just
knows.
because I use my
Principal,
but it's more of like,
parents.
oh, I don't have
They
time
all
to use my
know.
Keurig today,
Keep
or
quiet
no,
about it.
I have time, so let me not
This
use my
has gotta
Keurig.
be
Let
a
me
joke.
actually use my teapot. You know?
Don't be a pain.
Yeah.
You don't
Okay.
understand
Yes.
what I'm
We're
going through.
we think it's
Shouldn't you of all people know
we're
that
good with
nothing's going to
everybody
help?
using the pot here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Damn it.
All right. Let's see. You're right. Should we?
try one more
I'm
time to
trying to
persuade
like
the other guys.
you know milk this to get to the comics and have a long discussion about the comics. Should we talk about just Christmas's cooking? What's with her zucchini?
Alright, I'm gonna go cook some zucchini and tomatoes.
Her zucchini is disgusting.
This is what we're talking about. This is it, guys. Big Brother content. Zucchini and tomatoes.
I'll just add this.
She was gonna make
Alright, let's do
zucchini and
a-
tomatoes. Then later on in the episode,
Here.
Some pokey.
she wanted pokey.
She's a
What?
chef.
What?
Yeah.
What is that? What is that? What does that mean? Like sushi?
Isn't it like raw tuna?
Yeah, no, okay, that's what she was talking about. Okay, I didn't, like Isn't it poke? I mean, I didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know if poke was like some sort of a food that I didn't know what it was.
No.
But do they have that at the Big Brother house? We never had anything like that.
They were eating it in the episode. They all had their cake on. Yeah.
We never had that. We had like Triscuits and hummus, and that's all that they gave us. So.
That's all you got.
Asia, what do you think Christmas is doing to the zucchini?
For it to be so bad, just not adding a lick of salt or pepper or any type of seasoning, because how do you mess it up unless she's overcooking it, the texture's off, like, or Enzo just doesn't like vegetables.
It just seems like she would be a bad cook, right? I mean, she does not seem like the way that her body looks, I'm like, you don't make food that tastes good.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
She seems like too angry to be a good cook. I can see her like
I don't know. I feel like
oblivion.
A lot of good chefs, I feel like, are angry. That's like a trope of chefs. Yeah. So.
It is a trope of chefs.
Like a Gordon Ramsay, like she takes Julie Chen Moonves.
Yeah, Julie Chen. An idiot sandwich.
Yeah. There's one other Christmas thing before we talk about the comics that I felt like that, Cody was having this really nice segment talking about his girlfriend, and then I felt like that Christmas hijacked it.
He did!
Wait, I thought we were talking about Cody!
I mean, that's Christmas's thing is that she makes any conversation about her. Are we shocked? Like, come on.
Hey, look, they're trying to find ways to make this final 5 sympathetic. And I remember we were talking earlier about how, like, have they showed any conversations from the committee that are, like, emotional or, like, moving or something about their life or whatever? This is it. So you're welcome, everyone, because you finally get, some sort of emotionality from them.
I was just listening to Nicole Anthony on a podcast, and she was saying how
Podmaster.
They never had. She was saying that like nobody ever wanted to have conversations like that. She was saying that she tried, and people would just like nobody wanted to like open up. Nobody wanted to just like goof around. Even she just said that nobody really like wanted to talk about personal stuff, which is weird to me.
She didn't want to do it with her because they wanted her out.
Bruise above your eye.
Did they ever really do it?
That from practice too?
I never like saw the committee members having like super meaningful conversations with each other.
Are you sure you're not pushing yourself too hard?
Objects around the house. Here's
right.
I'm okay. Volleyball's the only thing I can do right. Shouldn't you take that?
It's probably just my part-time job, I think.
I should get going.
Shiho. Are you sure you're okay?
Christmas. And Enzo talked to the cow.
It's hilarious because, like, coming on this podcast, I'll say, let me take a few notes.
Yes.
My roommate starts talking during that segment. I was like, wait, I'm taking notes. She's like, for this is the
so
content.
good. Sorry.
Right, this is all we have, really. This is about it.
Talks to a duck.
Honestly,
Hey,
okay,
wasn't
so
that
in
Takamaki?
this episode, we have
Rumor has it she's dating Kamoshida.
We have
Seriously?
Enzo talking to a
I
cow,
heard people saw them in his car together.
Nicole talking to the
You
camera.
know, she
Just
seems
talk
pretty
to the
easy,
camera.
huh?
Like Nicole talking
You
to
think
the
I'd
camera.
have a chance too?
So much more meaningful
Come
to
on,
me
dude.
than
You
like
can't go after
other
Kamoshida's
people
bitch.
talking to props. It's just like I can't take like whatever strategy conversations they're having with these animals or whatever like insight they're giving us to their
I'm
game.
in the
Like
way,
it just
aren't
goes
I?
in one ear and out the
Sorry.
other for me. Whereas like with Nicole, it's like she's talking to the camera saying like I'm not gonna tell this information to people. Like I'm gonna keep that to myself and I'm gonna keep it in mind that Christmas might take
You don't
me to
look
the finals.
familiar.
Like
Could you be that transfer student from Class
just talk
D?
to the cameras. You don't need to do a big song and dance about like having some silly
Like what, they just know every single fucking person?
But don't let the rumors get to you, okay?
To talk to the cameras. They should know that that's like what people want.
Yeah, when does Shiho ever appear again? I know she I don't even remember the exact
My best
story.
friend is often misunderstood too, all because of her looks.
She's like,
Sorry.
I don't remember.
I didn't mean to drag on like that.
Yeah, again, spoiler for Persona
I
5.
have to go to practice.
She tries to commit suicide, right? And then, but she doesn't actually die, right? So it's like, I don't think. Does she? I don't think she does, right? So, I don't remember what happened to her. Obviously, we'll figure it out by the end of this playthrough.
Is that what it looks
But
like?
it's like Yeah,
All of them
exactly.
kept saying the same shit Mishima was talking
A lot of them
about.
don't even watch
Kamoshida
like,
had to have
this
told
was
him
just
something.
talking about this week. He's like, these
At this
things
rate,
boring. Like, how
looks
do you
like we'll
even
have to
watch
go to him
the feeds?
directly.
Like, how do you find interesting stuff? Like, how do you not get how this thing works?
Also, I feel
I
like
know.
if you want credit for what you're
But
doing,
seriously,
tell
isn't there
us what
something
you're
we can do?
Like,
No way I'm gonna give in like this. Can you think of anything?
If I would have just been like, hey, I'm running things, like, I've got this person in my pocket, I wanted this, like,
So you want to tell them about the castle? They'd never believe us.
Totally.
Have any other ideas?
Well, you made the house look nice. You know, honestly, like, because I do feel like
Oh, that'd
a
be
lot
fine
of the
if we
time
could do it
when
without
somebody
getting
wins
caught,
and
but if we
we
did, we'd
don't
be
know their
seriously
strategy,
done
like, if
for.
they've like kept it
Got
in,
any other ideas?
we're bound to think
What do
like,
we
well, they didn't
do?
have a strategy. Like they didn't say anything about it the whole time, so clearly
mean
there
that
wasn't
other world's
anything there. But
Kamoshida?
really, like if that person
I
would
didn't
just
think
turn
of
to the
that,
camera and be
but
like, no, I
is there
really
any
actually
meaning to-
have like an
I
idea of
finally
what's going
found
on, and
you.
this is my plan. Like that will give them so much credit in the end. Whereas them after the
You
fact
say
saying
something?
like, no, I really did have a plan. Like will
Don't
mean
think you
nothing.
can get away with not
Right.
paying me back for helping you.
Let's talk about some of the BB
Is
comics
that you,
from
Morgana?
tonight. And
How dare
I don't know,
you
you
want
wanna
to
go- you wanna
leaving
go
me the
through
other
them?
day?
Yeah.
okay,
cat's talking.
all right. This is in no
I am
particular
not
order, just the
a
order
cat.
that I transcribed
This
them.
is just what happened when I
Bailey
came to this world.
is
It was a lot of
Bailey's
trouble finding you
comic.
two.
Down vote.
Wait,
Down, down vote. Yeah.
does that mean you've got
Yeah,
a phone?
if somebody has a
don't
link
need
with
one
all
when
of
you're
the
at my
pictures, I can only find, I saw what
I did get pretty lost
what
making
Mike
my escape.
had on
That
Parade.com, what
aside,
Mike Bloom
why
had, but if
can
somebody
you
has a link,
talk?
tweet it
You're
to
a
me,
cat.
and I'll put them up on the screen.
How should I know?
If people want to take a look. I have
You
Yeah,
have
so
this
I
too?
already said sorry. Tomorrow morning probably won't end up recording any Persona. So I'll probably visit. And to be honest, tomorrow night probably not either, considering
So,
I need to watch Big Brother after I get home from work and all that stuff. So it's like
no sense whatsoever.
probably won't have that much time.
Well, okay, her name is Haley. Was that
really
right?
is Morgana.
Haley's comic.
You guys are
Okay,
having
we
a
got
rough
it. It's like it
time
has
with
nothing to
this.
do with anything that she
I
did
heard
in
you
the
mention
game.
something
It's
about
literally just play on her
witnesses.
name.
Yeah, very
Oh, shut up.
Has nothing to do. If she was
No,
like maybe
I
really
could
into
tell you a thing or
astrology,
two
she
about
talked
what
about
to
it
do
constantly
about
on the
Kamoshida.
season. But it was just like they
You were
pulled
pretty
something
close
out of a
just a
hat and
moment
like,
ago.
oh, this works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that condescending
I'm convinced, to be honest, that these comics were written before the season, or like at the very beginning of the season. It's like, was there any comic that was a reference to anything that happened within the season?
Busy time like this. I just heard a meow somewhere near here. Didn't you hear it? Make sure you check every nook and cranny around.
As president, Joe Biden will help us get
Meow? Does that mean only us two can understand?
Oh,
what you're saying?
I guess Ian, right? I guess Ian and Nicole. I forgot what Nicole's too. So never mind.
Anyways, what you were talking about
And those
earlier.
are both based off of
You're
costume
quite the
stuff.
skeptic for being an idiot.
Hey, tell us more. Then again,
These were Keisha was the birthday girl. That was for previous
here,
season.
stick it in your bag for now. It should be just small enough to fit.
Janelle's was previous season. Casers was previous season. Nicole was based off of her. Nicole Anthony was based off of her profession. Bailey's was just a fucking random, like pun on her name. Ian, Ian's works. Davon, same thing, play on her name. I don't even fucking get Kevin's to this day outside of like, yes, he wore a bandana.
What do you mean?
It's like, whatever.
That castle is how Kamoshida views this school. He doesn't realize what happens.
Well, that was how we were
but it's
introduced to
deeply
Swag
connected to the
was
depths
on a
of his heart.
surfboard in
Thus, if the
Big
castle
Brother 20
disappears,
premiere.
it would
Yeah.
naturally impact the
Here I
real
have
Kamoshida.
courtesy of Hamster Watch.
What had
I
happened?
can bring up some of the ones that
palace
we're
is a
talking
manifestation
about
of a
here
person's
tonight for
distorted
people watching us on the
So,
YouTube
if that
version.
castle were
Here
no
is
more,
Bailey's Comet. Boom.
Bad.
Terrible. At least her face looks like her, I will say.
She looks beautiful, but the concept is stupid.
Yeah, so a constellation sensation. What?
Okay. All right, what about the Podmaster?
I like
pick
this
up
one.
these facts.
This
So
one's
good.
I can go with that.
For real?
Even her
He's
nails
gonna
are
turn
so I
good?
really like this one.
Yeah,
But
like that's
is
a good
that
one.
really getting back
They
at
did a
him?
good job with
And it
the
was relevant
Podmaster.
Erasing a palace
because
essentially
there was
means
discussion
forcing
in the
the owner
beginning
to
about
have a
how
change
like,
of heart.
oh, we
However,
turned down
even
an
though
invite
their
to her
warped
podcast,
wants
so she
disappear,
hates us now
the
with
crimes
Danny
they
and whole
committed
thing.
remain.
Like it was
Kamoshida will
relevant.
become unable to bear the weight of those crimes, and he'll confess them
He doesn't
himself.
hate anyone. They were so worried about that. That was so
real?
weird.
That's
It was
possible?
very strange. So
And since the palace will no longer exist, he'll forget what we did there as well. Not only will we be able to bring Kamoshida down, but there won't even be a trace of our
Is
involvement.
Eric Curto in the background?
That's amazing!
One of the criminals?
One incredible
Are they supposed to be? Are they just random people?
I think they're random. I think they're just random because the other villains and the other one are just random.
By stealing the treasure held
Here's what
within.
Enzo had to say about
I'll tell you more
Nicole
once you agree
Anthony
to go ahead with
podcast.
this. It's my most valuable secret plan, after all. You want to help me out? I'll gladly teach you. What's your call?
I will listen to your podcast.
Buck's running dry looking for witnesses.
The one that I'm on
So we have no choice but to go along.
Boy, that was
Why though? Like, I mean, I love her, but I won't listen to her podcast. It's like, why?
There's
Like,
one
if
more
you
thing
love
I
her,
should
then
tell
you would
you.
listen to it.
I mean, yet again, I
If
think
we
they were
erase
just
a
like,
palace,
give us a
there is
nifty
no doubt that the
soundbite.
person's
That's what they got.
distorted desires will be erased
The
as
other
well.
options
But
probably weren't much
desires are
better.
what we all need
Cody
in
probably
order to
said something.
survive.
Memphis
The
probably
will
said
to
something.
sleep, eat,
Yeah.
fall in love. Those sorts of things.
podcast I will not
What are you getting at?
I've got like 800 more
All
for
of
you.
those
So.
yearnings were
Like,
to
at least
vanish,
the comic got a thumbs
they'd
up.
be no
That's
different than someone who was
This
shut
is
down
what I'm
entirely.
doing.
They
Yeah, if I
may
were
even
her, I
die
would
if
make
they're
that
not given
like
proper care.
profile picture.
So-
of my
Agreed.
Yeah.
They might die.
Okay,
You
podcast.
listen to everything I
we
have
have
to say first.
David and Goliath.
Would your death be your
David
fault?
turns up to Goliath
Aren't
as
you
a
determined
hero
enough to face
you
those
can
kinds
look
of
up
risks?
to.
I like the
what do you
tagline,
think?
but I mean, I would give it a middling, like a middle.
Yeah, I
For
agree.
real?
It's like I like the tagline because I feel like
I come all
he talked
this
about
way
that a
and
lot
this is
of
what I
like, you know, a lot of people
It's not like
would
anyone
see him
will
on
ever
the
find
show
out.
and, you
Oh,
know,
you're giving them too
Fury.
much
Hey, I'm just saying, like,
If we just go
Oh,
on
was it?
secretly doing whatever we want,
he talked
we'd be
about
no
that a
better
lot
than
of
that
like,
effing
you know, a lot of
Kamoshida.
people would see him on the show
Isn't
and,
this
you know,
really
you're giving them
option?
too
Fury.
much
Hey, I'm just saying, like,
Your
that
decision, but-
way
tagline
that
is
they were like
good.
looking that deep into
That is
this.
literally
all
the only
worked
way
up
it
for
is
nothing.
this. Otherwise, I do feel like it's like
I'll
a
try and see
very
if I can figure out
obviously,
another way.
it's an obvious
Come on,
one. It's like, okay,
let's get out of here.
David and Goliath. Okay, cool. Like, let's just make him David and Goliath. Like,
Well,
it's
yeah,
very easy.
The artwork is weird. I think he kind of looks like a bug. Like it looks.
Yeah,
Like,
it does. It looks like a bug with a bunch of arms.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
So, like,
yeah,
I think middling to low.
Do
Yeah, I
you think
agree.
that they were going for a double meaning here, a hero you could look up to?
Hey, look, it's accidentally on point because David was the rookie and he was going against these Goliaths. And
Alright, I guess we'll end here. Next episode, we'll continue on. That might not be until tomorrow night, but we will see.
Oh, that's a Bible story.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Here's the
Thanks for watching.
the Califury.